Hi everyone. I am still here, in this chair. Because of, what they did to like my leg and stuff like that. See, it's like a scar. It's like a big scar. Because it's like somebody like had a hand in it. And you see, I'm trying to get it so you can see it. Because somebody was saying that they couldn't really see it that good. See, it's on my leg, see. And they say it's called a scar. And it was there since I was like 12 years old. Oh, I had got abused, and then I had got molested and sexually abused by people that said they was my family. It's people that said they was like brothers and cousins and families and stuff. And it's crazy because, I have a marriage license and it says that I am married. And there's a date of April 2004. And I stayed at the hotel because, See, I keep my receipts. I paid my rent, you know. I paid the rent, you know, being married. Because they like, when you married and you pay the whole rent for the whole month. And so I paid it early because it was on the 31st. And I paid for the month from the fourth month on the 1st, all the way to the 5th month on the 1st. So I paid for the whole month of April, all the way into the month of May. And I paid for it on March 31st, 2023. So I paid the rent for the whole month. I don't know where my wife is, you know, because I paid the rent for the whole month. So I did my part. I paid for a place for the whole month. And I've been paying the rent because, see, I got this receipt, and this receipt, and this receipt, and this one, 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 and this, and this one. And they said that somebody been using the name April Williams and they been stealing money from me. And they haven't been giving me any money at all. And they hadn't been even allowing me to have a wife at all. Even though I'm disabled, even though I'm in this wheelchair. You know, I went outside yesterday in the city of Macon, Georgia, and stood in the middle of the street, and nobody would even give me $1. They wouldn't even give me $1. You know, even though I paid my whole rent for the whole month, I didn't do anything wrong with my money because I paid my rent in advance. You know, even though I'm married and have a marriage license and I was abused, the people didn't care about me. Nobody even gave me $1. You know what I'm saying? And like, look, I don't get any food stamps and stuff like that. And I probably couldn't anyway because somebody stole my ID, you know, my state government ID. Somebody stole my ID. So, you know, I don't understand why my wife hasn't been able to help me get, you know, an ID or look in the refrigerator. I don't really even have anything in here, but see, all I have is these eggs. And see, it's just 2 of them. And see, there's nothing in here. Empty can. And nothing up there. Some people say that this is an evidence of me being abused as a husband. When I have paid my rent for the whole month and I'm not even being allowed to have a wife, you know, and then that's the thing about it because, you know, on August 9th, 2015, it's a video in the description where a girl said she was my wife and asked me to fight her. And I went to jail on August 9th, 2015. And I was in jail August 9th, 2015, all the way until the whole year of 2016. I was still in jail in 2017, and then they let me out in 20. So I was in jail 2015 since August 9th. All of 2016, I was still in jail in 2017, and then I went to a mental health court after I got out of jail. A girl would keep coming to mental health court saying that she my wife and using this marriage certificate. You know, I hadn't been to inside of any courtroom since I went to mental health court. You get what I'm saying? So that means it's evidence that a girl was coming to mental health court or a person was coming to mental health court saying she was a girl, saying she was my wife. And this was way after August 9th, 2015, because this was in the year of 2017 when I was in mental health court, 2018 when I was in mental health court, and I graduated mental health court in the year of 2019. Since then, you know, when you look at the pictures, it looked like different people said that they was my wife, and it looked like it was different people, and they sexually abused me. I don't know what's been going on, but you see, this is the address that I'm at. See, it said 205 Macon, Georgia. And see, it says April Williams. You know, it says the same name. See, it's the same name that they used on his marriage license. See, April R. Williams. You know, the person that it said that I was married to 2004. And since I have a marriage license, you know, that's what's crazy, you know, because it's this letter in the mail. I don't know where it's from, you know. I don't know if she had if somebody was, you know, had something to do with somebody named Dez or something. Is it something about Dez? You know, I can't really read that good. So I don't know if a girl, you know, had something going on with somebody named Dez. But it says April. Maybe it's something about Dez in April. Is Dez part of the reason why she's not here right now? Is it somebody named Dez? Because, you know, being a husband, they say that a child was born on August 31st, 2004. They say that a child was born on July 18th, 2006. And a child was born on October 6th, 2008. When the children were born on August 31st, 2004 and July 18th, 2006, I went to jail in a family court for someone who said they are my wife's children. I went to jail for someone who said they are my wife's children. You know, the same way I went to jail for someone who said they was my wife on August 9th, 2015. If I went to jail for someone who said they was my wife's children, you know, children that were born August 31st, 2004, and children that were born July 18th, 2006, you know, I had went to jail for contempt of court in family court of Jefferson County of Birmingham, Alabama. I went to jail for children. You know, a child that they said was born July 18th. I went to jail for him arguing his case in court. They said contempt of court. You know, I went to jail for the child that they said was born August 31st, 2004. You know, they said contempt of court, arguing with the judge in the courtroom. I risked my life and went to jail for them children. And they said that their mom said that she's my wife and said that she's married to me. So I'm wondering, like, why I ain't got no food in the refrigerator? Why I'm left in this hotel by myself? I went to jail for your children. I went to jail for a person that said they was you on August 9th, 2015. You know, the video said he had to fight her to leave the room. I paid the whole rent for the whole month and stuff like that. Why I'm not being treated like a husband? Why I got to get on camera, on screen, holding a marriage license after all of them folks did that? And, you know, they say they got some mail, you know. It said, you know, it got the same name on there with the same address, you know, the same address where, you know, I've been paying the whole rent and stuff like that or whatever. Because, you know, they said other people didn't pay the whole rent or whatever. Other people just got a day or a week and got drugs and got crack and, you know, stuff like that or whatever. They said some other mail, and I don't know, they said somebody might have been using the name April Williams and did something they weren't supposed to do, because the girl that I was with said that she don't really go to school and go to college and stuff like that because she don't really believe in none of that stuff. So they were like, somebody else might have used your name and stuff like that, because I don't know if you know about any student loans, or I don't really know if it had something to do with some bad spirits or something like that. It looked like they said spirit or something. So I don't know if some bad spirits or something, you know, tried using your name or your credit and something. But, you know, me being a husband, if you say that's the name of my wife, then, you know, you see the address. And so it was like, well, don't you supposed to be where he at? Because, you know, if he paid the whole rent in advance before the first of the month because he paid on the 31st, if she get a Social Security check on the 3rd of the month, she should have way more than enough money to make sure that I'm able to get me an ID or have some food in the refrigerator or at least have something. So they was like, I don't know if a girl named April Williams have been using the name and been collecting money and stuff like that, but she ain't gave me no money. She hadn't brought me anything at all. So it seemed like somebody been using this name for a scam or something like that. Because you see what I did with my money. I paid the whole rent on the 31st or whatever. So they said that she be getting the check on the 3rd of the month and stuff like that. And that when you married, she's supposed to be spending the money at the place that it said that her address said, well, it said that the husband is. And they said, yeah, there's some kind of fraud or whatever, because they be like, see, it's like, at first, they be like, see, look at these old receipts. They be like, when he first got here, you know, it was in 2022. This probably not the first receipt, but it's just when I start keeping the receipt. See, it said April Williams and Brandon Johnson, and you know, and they was like, if this stuff say that this is her address, they like, she's supposed to be spending her money inside of the place where the dude that's married is. They like, that's against the law to be trying to have two different addresses and leaving him like that. Cause they were like, I'm not supposed to be begging for food when I done went to jail for your children. I'm not supposed to be begging for something to smoke when I don't do drugs and all he wanted was a cigarette or a cigar, cigarettes or cigars. Something that's perfectly legal. It said if he did his job as the husband of paying, they were like, and it ain't even about her giving me. It's like she's supposed to physically be present to help him. How is she doing her job as being my wife if she not even physically present at all? And remember, they tried to send some other girl over here and say her name was April, and that's them different girl in the picture. I was like, no, she wasn't the same person. That was a different person. They tried to send somebody. They wanted me to have sex with somebody. The dude at the hotel, you know, I don't know what his name is, but he said that it's his hotel or acting like he owned the hotel. He sexually abused me because he said, that's your wife and that's your bride. And then the person that he said was my wife and told me to have sex with because, you know, telling me that it's my wife and telling me that it's my bride and telling me to have sex with them. They said that, yeah, he guilty of being a sex offender because he influenced me, a mental health patient, to be in a sex abuse situation with a person that was not my wife because at this same hotel, the dude that said he was the owner, he thought it was funny and he told me that one of them girls was my wife, and then she sexually abused me. She did what she called having sex with me. And you know, under the influence of him telling me that it's my wife and it's my bride, after she got through doing what she called having sex with me, they said it's called sexual abuse. Because when she said she's not my wife and she was just a girl using the name April Williams, that means that she sexually abused me. And it's called RAPE. Since the dude at the hotel, it's the same dude that was in the door saying that, screaming at me in the video. They say, so he is a sex offender. Because since he told me that she my wife. He told me to have sex with somebody that wasn't my wife, but he didn't say have sex with somebody that's not my wife. He told me to have sex with a person, and he said she was my wife, or he said she was my bride, but the person, after they got through sexually abusing me, she said her name was April, but then she said she wasn't my wife and said that she was wrong for what she did, and the dude that said that he owned the hotel, he gonna be in trouble because he could have said that he was wrong for what he did, but he didn't say he was wrong. He bragged on, they said he tried to make me sick because they was like, that girl that had sex with me, and what she called having sex, like she sexually abused me because since I have a marriage license and she said she was his wife, that's what they said. But the girl said, now she waited until after she sexually abused me, and then she was like, oh, well, she not his wife anyway. She was just having sex to see what it feels like. And I'm like, I'm not an experiment. You weren't supposed to have did that to me. So they was like, the dude that said that he's hotel, he told me that somebody was my wife and she wouldn't. I told the police that, a girl tried to have sex with me and she wasn't my wife. The police did the same thing. He was like, oh, she is your wife or whatever. You just some crazy mental health patient from River. He tried to do that kind of stuff. And I was like, nah, she not my wife or whatever. Because I'm like, if she was my wife, think about it. She would make sure that I got food. She would make sure that I got stuff, Not that she would work at a job or nothing, none of that. She would be like, oh, you went to jail for them children. Contempt of court. When they said it was a child born August 31st and a child born July 18th. Oh yeah, you deserve to relax. You deserve to have some to smoke and drink. You actually went to jail for some children. And it wasn't nothing abusive about what you did. You went to jail in the courtroom for arguing with the people in court. You didn't go to jail for shooting up everybody in the courtroom and killing everybody, because you would have never got the children back anyway, is what they said. Because if you went in a courtroom and shot and killed everybody in the courtroom, you would never get the children back anyway, because you would be doing a life sentence or facing the death sentence for shooting and killing everybody in a courtroom. So it wouldn't make no sense to do that anyway. You would never get the children back. So they was like, yeah, it's evidence he did go to jail when they said a child was born August 31st, 2004, and when they said a child was born July 18th, 2006. Some of the people said this right here. Hey, did you ever use the children for food stamps and income taxes? Like, no, I ain't never used the children for none of that. When they said a child was born July 18th, I had a food stamp card, but I didn't put that child on a food stamp card. I don't even got a food stamp card now. I didn't want, that's why I said I didn't want to have more than one child, because I didn't want to look like one of them people that be using children for food stamps. I didn't want to look like one of them people that be using a child to get a Section 8 apartment. I didn't want to look like one of them people that be using the child for a disability check. It was like, have you ever took the children to Social Security to try to see if they can get a disability check? Whether it's the child that was born August 31st, 2004, whether it's the child that was born July 18th, 2006, or whether it was the child born October 6th, 2008. No, I never took any of the children to the Social Security office to try to see if they can get a disability check, because I'm not part of those scams where people have children just to use them to see if they can get Social Security checks for children. And it should be evidence at Social Security of the fact that I never ever signed any of the children up for a Social Security check. Because it'll be evidence that I was never trying to use them for money. So you see with these marriage licenses right here and stuff like that, it'd be like, where's your wife at? Why she ain't helping you or whatever? Everybody can see that you in this wheelchair. You got this stuff messed up on your leg. Your injuries actually show, because you can see that something wrong with your ear. It's like it's torn off. You can definitely see the scars on your head because this like look like a bird right there. And then you see this right there. So it's like, yeah, so then you come up in here and then you look. See, and they said, don't feel bad, Brandon. It's probably not your wife's fault. Somebody probably did some mean to your wife because if either somebody did some mean to your wife and they not letting her help you and they trying to make her look like a bad person, or maybe she might actually have done something crazy or something. I don't really know because they was like, if you know that you paid your rent for the whole month, that's the most important thing to do. Make sure you got a roof over your head and you paid for your rent for the whole month. You would look like a crackhead if you didn't pay your rent for the whole month and wanted to make sure you had something to smoke first. You would look like a crackhead if you didn't pay your rent and tried to make sure that, you know, you had clothes and outfit first. A lot of people said you might be wearing the same clothes every day, Brandon, but at least you paid your rent for the whole month. Some people, that's how you can tell when they in a scam. Some people, they don't pay their rent, but they got a different outfit for every day or a different outfit for each weekend. A lot of people said what you did is really real, the real way of doing stuff. They was like, it's wrong for them to say that you can't have a wife or children because when you got evidence and they were like, look at the receipt, it's for the whole month each time. See, from the 4th and the 1st to the 5th in the 1st. And that's what I paid this month, the whole month. Because see, since her check didn't come to the 3rd of the month, it's evidence that I was always paying the whole rent on the 1st of the month. So and then, you know, when I met the girl when she was 16, she wasn't getting a check, or if she was, I wasn't able to pay getting a check for it. So it's like when you look back at it, it'll be like, yeah. It was like, yeah, because when you moved in, they said it was for you and a person named April Williams. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be part of no kind of scam. And see, this was like last year, April 1st, 2022. And see, he was paying $705. And it's like pretty much like your whole check. So they was like, yo, so when you paid the rent, and see, they was April, see, and man, look at it. See, that's April. And then this one, like, is for May. And see, it said the same thing. And see, notice this was on the 2nd because I think, like, the 1st was on a Sunday or something, so I had to wait till that Monday. But see, it's evidence that it was before the 3rd of the month. I don't know what's been going on with that chick that she's supposed to be getting on the 3rd of the month. But none of that hadn't been getting used on me at all. I think somebody been stealing and using her money. I've been taking the money that I get on the 1st of the month, see, on the 1st, and paying the whole rent for a long time. So you see, and then on the 7th, on the 1st of the month, said, cause see, she wouldn't even have that much money like that. And then you see, on the 8th, on the 1st of the month, I don't know why they put this on there. They was just being funny or crazy or whatever. Because you see, it's the same room. It's a 317. And see, that's the same room that it been saying, see, because you see 317. And then you see it's the same room, 317. Then you see it's the same room, 317. Then you see it's the same room, 317. And then you see it's the same room, 317. And then you see, see, it even said on the mail, see, it say April Williams. And then it said 317, you see. And then it say April R. Williams. And then you see the address. And then you see the marriage license. It says April R. A-S-H-O-N Williams. So it's like, you know, it's like it's evidence, you know, what they say is there. So, you know, it's from his money and stuff like that. So, they told me, like, keep up with my receipts and stuff like that because they said it might be a court date and it somebody been using the name April Williams. They've been using the Social Security check, and they might have been saying that they've been collecting money for their husband. And I'm the one with the marriage license. They ain't gave me any money at all. So somebody been stealing y'all money. Somebody been saying their name is April Williams, is what it seemed like, and they been stealing y'all money because whatever cigarettes or stuff, I don't drink alcohol and anything like that. So if it had been cigarettes or clothes or if any stuff, and I ain't got any letters at all as far as, you know, incoming mail and stuff. So if anybody didn't send any mail or any stuff like that, they been stealing all my stuff. I ain't got any of it at all. And, like, you can see what I did with the money that I get, because, you know, on the 31st and stuff, and it's the same date that the money came, and then I paid. They was like, yeah, somebody been using the name of April Williams, and they been stealing money, and they were like, man, the government got to know about that, because if it's different people, and then you can see, like, I don't really steal or do nothing like that because, you see, this letter came and even though they say it's my wife, I still have not opened the mail. You see, this letter has not even been opened. It's still closed. It hasn't been opened at all. And then you see this letter right here. I don't know what this is about, but something about some federal student or somebody. See, this letter hasn't been opened at all, you know. And it's crazy because, you know, just like I don't open people's mail and stuff like that, you know, it's crazy that, you know, it seemed like when they gave me a bride with an already opened vagina. I don't pre-open people's stuff, but, you know, about the marriage, you know, I don't understand why someone had to open, you know, the vagina up before me when, you know, I never opened anyone's vagina in my life. The same way I don't open a girl's letters. So, you know, it was like something seems wrong or whatever because, you know, the only person I ever had sex with is the person using the birth certificate and the name and, you know, the date of April 30th, 1986. Seems like it's going on 19 years now from the time of April 30th, 2004. You know, on August 31st, I said I didn't even want to have any more children, you know. I was living at 402 May Circle, you know, Warrior, Alabama. I told the girl that she didn't have to work, you know, at the store or anywhere. Because, you know, as the evidence shows, I always paid the rent every first of the month. And, you know, since this is America, everybody always used the money that came from the United States Treasury. You know, whether it was those green dollar bills or those paper coins or whether, you know, because that's the kind of money that people was using here, unless it was a credit or a debit card. So since everyone was using the government's money, it's crazy. People was acting like I'm supposed, like they wanted me to have sex with somebody to get a disability check. They was acting like I'm supposed to have sex with the local government in order to get a Social Security check. You know, it's the local people that was here in the city of Macon, Georgia. Because, you know, they said you didn't have these problems at first, Brandon, when you first came to Macon. It wasn't until some lady at the Social Security office got mad at you for being married. And then all of a sudden she made sure you didn't have any clothes and you didn't have any money. And then you didn't know where your wife was. She tried punishing you. They said a woman did that. A lady did that. A female did that. And they said everything she did is against the law. They said it was even a woman and a lady that said her name was Nancy Malcourt that was the prosecutor on August 9th, 2015 of that court case. They was like, she lost. She just lost. She embarrassed herself and she embarrassed the nation. She a disgrace to Macon, to the United States. And a lot of people say that she should be executed and, you know, that way or whatever in front of a military tribunal for treason against the United States, because a guy like me that never did nothing to her at all, that don't have any victims, she really took it too far. They were like, when they look at them pictures, even if they different girls, I never made a girl wear the same clothes every day. And so they was like, yeah, he shouldn't have to be wearing these same clothes every day and stuff like that. Because they was like, when you look at the videos in the link in the description, you know, they was like, he wasn't wearing the same clothes every day at first. Somebody tried to make this dude look bad. They said that he's somebody's dad. They said that I'm somebody's dad. They said that I'm somebody's husband. They said that I have a wife. And they said that it's wrong what the people have done to me. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like, that's abuse of his children when you making him look that way. They said there is abuse of his wife when you making him look that way. And I'm the him they talking about. Because they're like, if he has a wife, and according to his marriage license, he does have a wife, so it ain't no if. You wasn't supposed to do all of this stuff to him. And whoever the girl is that was using the name April Williams, if she don't care that he got no food, if she humiliating him and making him make videos, then no, she don't deserve him. Somebody else using the name April Williams is his wife. The person that's going to actually give him money. The person that's going to actually work with him, for him. And not at nobody else's business. Because they was like, none of them people from any of them businesses went to that court date. When they said a girl name was April Williams and a child got sick on October 6th, 2006, they told me to go to court. On October 6, 2006, they told me to go to court. The church was in need of supervision. And they was like, it's because somebody kept working at somebody's job. Somebody act like they didn't want a husband that told you you didn't have to work. Somebody act like they wanted to be a slave for some other man or some other women. And they said it was a man on that business. So they said she was trying to be a slave for some other man, because they said it was a lady named Donna Russell. And they said she had a husband. So they said it was a dude with the last name Russell, and she wanted to work for the business of some man with the last name Russell. And that she knowed his wife's name was Donna. That's what they said. And they was like, wait a minute. Did Donna Russell go to any of your court dates? Nope. Did Donna Russell go to any of my court dates? Nope. When they locked you up in 2015, Brandon, on August 9th, was Mr. Russell or Donna Russell at your court date saying, this guy is the husband of that girl, April, and he should not be in jail? He brought her to work a lot, even though that he didn't tell her to work there, and she wasted her life working for their company. He didn't even get to have a wife. She was too busy being a slave for Donna Russell and her husband, whoever Mr. Russell is. And then they said Donna Russell got a divorce, and she divorced Mr. Russell, and I don't know what name she using now, but they said I was the only one there for that girl when she went to family court, and I was the one that went to jail for contempt of court. When Yatrell Johnson needed somebody to speak up for him in the family court. When Lord Gerald needed someone to speak up for him in the family court. And when they said that Trinity Johnson was being abused and molested by a dude named Chucky or Willie Johnson, I'm the one that had a Jeep and I bashed into his car. You know, the same way that he bashed into my head when I was a child, and that's how I got these scars. And I stood up to him and I bashed into his Cadillac car. And then I drove back around the corner and bashed into it again. And I was like, this is for Trinity. This is for the abuse that you did to her. You wanted her to lose her soul for saying that you was her granddaddy and stuff, instead of telling the truth that Willie Johnson, that dude that they call Chucky, that dude that they say is the husband of Yolanda Johnson, he is a child molester and a child abuser, and he abused me when I was a child. And Trinity, you don't have to be scared of him. Yatrell, you don't have to be scared of him. Lord Jared, you don't have to be scared of him. He is not my dad. And you can tell the truth about him and what he do. Because they said if he was your dad, why he didn't go to none of the court dates? He didn't come to none of the family court dates and call you his grandchild, Trinity. He didn't say you was his grandbaby when you was in family court. He never came to your court dates at family court, Trinity. He never came to your court dates at family court, Lord Gerald. Chucky never did. Willie Johnson never did. He never came to any of your court dates, Yatrell. He didn't love you enough to come to your family court dates because he's not your granddad, just like he's not my dad. Because when that lady that they said her name was Yolanda Johnson bragged on having sex with a child molester and a child abuser named Chucky and Willie, he didn't come to my court dates. When I was 14 years old and she filed a petition on me for harassment, he didn't come to my court dates and say, hey, that's Brandon, that's my child. Don't lock him up. He done already been abused and molested since he was 5 years old. Don't lock him up. That's Brandon. He done been through too much. And they say he was in a car accident. He almost died when he was 12. He didn't care. I was 14 years old. The same way he didn't go to your family court dates. When I was 14 years old and I was 15 years old, I was locked up when I was 14 years old because she filed a petition on me because I told on her for being a child molester and a sex abuser. That lady, they said her name was Nay, Yolanda. You know, that's what they call her, Big Mama, Nay, or Yolanda. They either call her Big Mama or they called her Nay or they call her Yolanda. You know, and any other people that's friends and family with her, it says a lot about your character being friends and family and associated with a person that would do that. I was molested when I was 5 years old. You know, they said the dude that was her oldest son had butt sex with me, and that it's not called sex because it's called sexual abuse. It's called RAPE because he called it having sex because to him, he wanted to have sex with a child. The youngest person that they said is in the family. You get what I'm saying? I was in elementary school, but then I ain't know that that's how that family was because what they called the family, they said I was the youngest one. They was all sex offenders and sex abusers. The dude that they called Antoine and Aldwin, they called them Wee Wee and Boo. Wee Wee and Boo. Boo and Wee Wee. Wee Wee and Boo. They would always pair people up, you know, in couples. And they said they was boyfriend and boyfriend the whole time. They called themselves brothers, but they would sleep in the same room. I didn't know. Like they said they was always that way. They been having sex with each other ever since they was little. Antoine and Wee Wee and Boo. And they said the girls that was with them didn't care. Them the kind of men that they like until they end up getting the germs and diseases that come from them. Then they want to complain after the fact. But they don't care as long as they was getting money. Anyway, they was like, those dudes had sex with middle school girls. Because they were like, in the year of 1996, I went to Green Acres Middle School. In the year of 1996, they said a girl named Tawana Renee Williams went to Bush Middle School. They said Aldwin Johnson and Antoine Johnson had sex, full-blown sex with Tawana Renee Williams while she was in middle school or while she was a middle school student. She was under the age of 18. She wasn't even old enough the age of consent in the state of Alabama. She got pregnant and had a child. She gave birth to a child while she was still in middle school, you know, being a middle school student. She wasn't at the school when she gave birth. She was a middle school student. In the state of Alabama, in the year of 1996, a girl named Kemaya Tyree Williams was born. It says KEYMAYATYREE Williams, and it's a birth certificate that says February 14th, 1996. It was Valentine's Day when she was born. Since I had already been molested and I was a middle school student in the year of 1996, they say that's evidence that Antoine Johnson and Aldwin Johnson, the two oldest children of that family, both of them are guilty of having sex with middle school aged children when both of them were way over the age, and it was not appropriate for them to be having sex with children that were our age. I was a middle school student in 1986, being a boy. Tawana Renee Williams was a middle school student in 1996, being a girl. I was a middle school student, being a boy, at Green Acres Middle School in Birmingham, Alabama in 1996. And Tawana Williams was a middle school student going to Bush Middle School, being a girl in 1996. Since she was a girl and I was a boy and both of us was middle school students, both of us are like two witnesses against Antoine Johnson and against Aldwin Johnson that, yes, both of them are guilty of having sex with underage children. And since it's called sex abuse, it's not called having sex, what they did, they sexually abused us underage children. I wouldn't want to be friends and family with grown men that had sex with middle school children, with grown men that had sex with underage children at all. I only ever had sex with a person using the name and birth certificate and identity of April 30th, 1986. You know, when I was in middle school, I never had sex with a middle school student. And when I met the girl that said her name was April, she said that I had to wait until she was 17. See, if her birthday is April 30th and my birthday is March 4th, if her birthday is in 1986 and my birthday is in 1984, that means that when she said I had to wait until she was 17, that means when she was 17, my birthday had already came in March. So I didn't get to have sex until I was 19 years old. And they was like, it's a lot of girls that didn't even wait until they was 19 years old. That's real mean, the way they wouldn't even give you $1 and you was a full-blown virgin boy that waited until you was 19 to have sex with a person that said she was your wife. That's real wrong, the way you ain't got no food in your refrigerator, but you went to jail for children that they said was your wife's children. That's real wrong, the way you got to make a video holding a marriage license like this and you got to keep showing your butt on screen. But when a girl said she wanted you to fight her on August 9th, 2015, and she said she was your wife, you spent all that time in jail. All of August 9th, 2015, and the rest of that year, the whole year of 2016, all of that time you spent in jail up until 2017. Then when you got out of jail, you had to go to a mental health court of all of 2017, the rest of that year, all of 2018, the whole year, and then you graduated mental health court in the year of 2019. They say it's a judge named Verda Colvin in the state of Georgia, VERDA, Verda Colvin, COLVIN, and she knows that I have a marriage license because she asked me, did I have a marriage license? And I said, yes, I have a marriage license. I showed her the marriage license, and when I showed her the marriage license, she know it was a girl with him saying she was his wife. He's supposed to have a wife. And they know that I don't do drugs and alcohol because when I was in the mental health court, they drug tested me almost every day and they alcohol tested me almost every day. And they had me on a curfew and they would come to the hotel at the making in and they would be like, he was always there when he was supposed to be there. And it ain't been no fussing or no fighting or none of that. It ain't no excuse for her not being there with him. Has somebody kidnapped her? Has somebody did something wrong to her? Because the girl that was coming to court or the girl that was coming to them places, whoever this mean lady is that hadn't been feeding you or Brandon, whoever this mean person is that been stealing money from you or Brandon, whoever this mean person is to where you've been wearing the same, they be like, it wasn't like this when you was going to mental health court or Brandon. They were like, he had on the different clothes every day or whatever. And he was buying that girl them necklaces and jewelry and stuff like that. It seemed like somebody was hating on you or Brandon. It seemed like somebody is a hater. It seemed like somebody is jealous of your marriage, Brandon. They wanted you to look like a fool and they wanted you to look stupid. And you probably do look like a fool and you probably do look stupid, but for the right reasons, is what they say. Because it's like, yeah, you either live right and die right than to live wrong and die wrong. You know, stuff like that. So it's like, they say it's a male. I don't know about this dead stuff or whatever. And see, that's the address in the name. And as you can see, I didn't open any other mail or whatever because I don't steal people mail. You know, they said somebody stole one of my Social Security checks while I was in jail or whatever, and I told them about it, and I don't know, they ain't really do nothing about it or whatever and stuff like that. So they were like, the government know about that stuff. So, you know, it's crazy or whatever, you know. And that's why I told the girl that she would, I told her, never be a slave. You wouldn't want to, I would always tell her, I wouldn't really want to have her driving a car because I wouldn't want her to get in a car accident or I wouldn't want her to die like on the freeway and stuff like that. So that's why I never really wanted her to have a car. I would always have a car and stuff like that, but then I wouldn't really want to drive it a lot like that. Some people act like they never had a car before, and when they drive down the street in a car, they act like it's crazy. It's like they act like I didn't have cars before to where I don't even really be wanting cars no more because, you know, when they say I was in a car accident, you know, you can't be in a car accident if you're not in a car. It could be no such thing as car accidents if it was no such thing as cars, and then you wouldn't have to worry about those scars, and you wouldn't have to worry about, you know, being in car accidents on the freeway or on the interstate or whatever, or, you know, because a lot of people, you know, they say that's what car accidents happen a lot on the freeway or on the interstate. You know, it's crazy. And it was like, you know, I remember I had took her to get her driver's permit and stuff like that, and that's when she'll be in the car with me. The girl that was saying that she was my wife was saying her name was April, and she was like, yeah, she don't really want to drive or nothing like that. She just wanted the ID so that, you know, in case of an emergency, if I was in the car and she needed to drive, she would have a permit that said as long as I got a license, then she can drive with me in the car and stuff like that. Because, you know, sometimes my leg be messed up like that. So they was like, if you see a girl named April Williams and she with somebody else and it's not me, then she's not my wife. If you see her having sex or in a relationship with somebody, then she's not my wife, you know. If a girl was trying to get any kind of insurance money or any kind of check money or whatever, stuff like that, they're like, she's not my wife. Because, you know, the girl that said she my wife, you know, like, she wouldn't want any life insurance or death insurance money if anybody died, even if it was her mom or her dad or my mom or my dad. Like, they don't, like, you know, she don't want that kind of money and stuff like that. I don't want that kind of money and stuff like that neither. So they was like, somebody might have been illegally using these papers and stuff like that. I'm not really that smart, and I don't really know a lot about it. But, you know, That's why I told her that, like, I told her that, like, it wouldn't really be good to be trying to work at them different jobs like that because, you know, like, that's why they said they took the children and stuff like that because they was like, you know, since I'm not really that smart, they said she probably was the wrong girl because she like maybe she was the one that don't care about me and didn't care about the children, and that's why I ain't got no food. And they need to find out who the right April Williams is because they was like one of them definitely don't like me and don't like the children. So my wife, if you watching this, I ain't really got no food and stuff like that and stuff like that. In the same way, I didn't make you wear the same clothes every day. I shouldn't have to wear the same clothes every day. The same way I never ate food when you didn't have food. Whenever I had food to eat, I always shared with you. You either ate the same food that I ate or you ate half of what I ate. You would have to tell the truth, even if you was just a person who was named April Williams. I never made you starve while you watched me eat. I never wore no clothes and gave you old clothes. They said some girl named Sherry tried to get that girl some old clothes. They said some lady named Donna Russell tried to get that lady some old clothes. I never gave her old clothes because since I'm a boy and she a girl, the clothes that I got her was clothes for a girl. They was brand new clothes that I gave her. Wife, if you watching this, somebody been abusing me. They making me make these videos. They not got a gun to my head and forcing me to do it. It's like, I don't know any other way to communicate but to make this video and be like, look, you see, I went dressing like this at first. And then it's like, even though I only ever had sex with a girl using a birth certificate of April 30th, 1986, they said it's some real mean person that even though I done been abused and even though they keep on trying to make me feel bad like I cheated on my wife or something like that. I'm like, that's crazy. I don't even know who or where my wife is. I just know that it's supposed to be some. So they was like, somebody is tried to abuse me. Somebody said they don't care that I was sexually abused. They want me to feel like I cheated on my wife. Somebody said they don't care that I didn't make her wear the same clothes every day. I'm going to wear the same clothes every day. I'm like, how is you doing stuff to me that I don't deserve? They said they don't care if I don't open her mail, even if it's something that said it came from the bank. They stole my money anyway. People did stuff and been doing stuff to me that I did not do to them. They can't say they doing this stuff to me because I did it to them. Do you get what I'm saying? That it's crazy. And so it's like they say, yeah, this is abuse. And they said, I've been where I'm supposed to be doing what I do. I got evidence that I'm not homeless. I've been paying my rent every time. You know, they said when I met a girl when she was 16, if I was going to be still here saying I got a marriage license, April 3rd, they was like, then she never even had to go to school. She could have just came straight to Georgia with me when she was 16, and I could have just kept paying the rent, and it wasn't really never no point of her going to work. None of the people from none of them jobs ever went to any other court dates that I ever went to, and they never said nothing good about me in the courtroom, and they never said nothing good about her in the courtroom. All they wanted you to do was be a slave for their business so that they can make money while you stand at the cash register and just collect money for them to have a business. And if you ever needed them in the courtroom, they was never there. And they said it was a lady named Donna Russell, some dude named Jamel, somebody named Ciro, somebody named D is the names they use, somebody named Terry. Yeah, them the names that they used. Yeah. Something about a grocery store, somebody like Mark, something about Cincinnati and stuff like that. You know, something about Marcus Williams. Hadn't seen him or none of that stuff. Yeah, but I was the one going to jail. So they were like, baby, do you love me? Did I keep it real? Did I keep it true? They were like, you could have been came to the hotel like when you was 16. I was 18, you was 16. They said it's age appropriate. You see, it was about being married. I ain't never had no other girlfriend, none of this stuff. Waited till I was 19 and stuff like that. You know, they was like, you can't really find nobody else. The only person that you can find is a person that they had sex with different other people. So they're like, yeah, I don't have my driver's license or my state ID. I don't get food stamps, and I ain't really interested in getting any food stamps or whatever. It's just that How am I supposed to go to the doctor or the clinic or anywhere, you know, and I need another copy of these papers and stuff like that? Wife, where you at? Like, how you being my wife and being my helpmeet if you're not present to help me do this stuff? This is evidence. So yeah, not a fake person saying that they name April Williams when it's not my wife, but my actual wife. My paperwork need to get straight. I've been doing my job. This ain't my fault. Oh yeah, and then I need some food, man. I'm hungry. You know, I never made you starve. If I didn't starve, whenever I ate, you ate. Whoever it was that was there with me. Whenever I got clothes, you got clothes. Whoever it was that was there with me. Whenever I got necklaces and earrings, you got necklaces and earrings. Fair is fair. You're not supposed to be treating me this way. Don't patronize me. You know that way. So yeah, they say it's some mail. Who knows? It might be some money or whatever. It says from the bank or something like that, or something about days, or something about some kind of spirit or whatever. You might want to check your credit. I don't know if somebody been using your name for loans and stuff like that. But since I don't know where you at and stuff like that, it seems like these folks been abusing me. Oh, and remember the people at the hotel, they said somebody was my wife and she wouldn't. So, you know, I'd have been sexually abused at this hotel. The dude that said that it's his hotel, he said, that's your bride upstairs.